Hello, everybody, and welcome. We got ourselves another Simulation Sunday community live stream. So we got quite a few people here today. The recent news is that they have another not time capsule, booster bundle coming out. We saw some of the things that they went ahead and showed us recently. We'll talk about that as we kind of look over some of the styles that we got here today. And why not? Let's go ahead and check out Tony Stark over here. So the booster bundle, I thought some of the items in it were pretty interesting. So basically, I think it's like 5 different chromas, and then there's like 6 different of the capes. And if you're curious what those capes look like, I can show you one of them in just a second. I'm trying to look up one of these characters here. It looks like an Atlantean. Okay. But the capes basically look like, if I go into my style menu, I'm just going to look for the Cloak of Eternities. Basically it looks, well, without the material. Basically it looks like this, but in different colors. So I think it's purple, orange, yellow, white, blue, and red. So 6 different variants of that. Which, I mean, I think the capes are okay. Not super crazy about them, but, you know, they're technically something new. But one thing I'm not crazy about is that the chromas are not tintable in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, they're. Let me look here at chat real quick. What's up, Red Knight? How's it going? Welcome to chat. Yeah, it's kind of sad, but the chromas are color locked, so you can't go ahead and you can't tint them in any way. I like the texture or at least the animation or the shininess that they have on it is really cool. But the downside is that you can't tint them whatsoever. So there's like 5 variants of them, and they're like based on different characters in the DC universe. So you have like a Green Lantern one, a Superman one, Lex Luthor, Flash. And then there's a Mr. Terrific one, which if you've watched the channel, I made a Mr. Terrific with the glossy finish. You could also do with like the wet paint, you know. So, but I don't know. Like a part of me kind of sees that, and it's like I was able to make Mr. Terrific without that material. Is it really a must? Not really. So if you wanted to add anything to that, you know, because it's got a nice like little shininess to it, but if you really wanted to make the most out of it, I think you'd make it tintable. I feel like we're kind of just going backwards with the chromas that are not tintable. I think a good example for some is maybe the Aquaman chroma that we got with the summer seasonal. I thought that was great. And here's the reasons why I thought it was great. I thought it was really good because not only was it metallic, but it also had different colors that were added to it, and it had like a unique scale texture to it that we didn't really have on any other materials, you know, then. So that was still different than anything that we really had up until that point. But you know, they've showed us that they can do better. They can make better items. So when you have something like a booster bundle that's monetized, I think that's when you really need to push the pen and really put things in there that are new. And I just feel like this booster bundle is not with anything really new. It's like, yeah, the shininess on the materials is somewhat new, but it looks like a mashup between the shaded comic and the glossy finish, which is what they said on the stream is kind of what they were going for. And I mean, it looks nice, but it would have been nicer if it was tintable. but here we are. And that bundle should be coming out this coming Tuesday. But I mean, we'll see how it goes. See where they go from here. Hopefully, they make a version that has all that, but it's tintable. Because I think we're at a point in the game where color locked chromas probably really shouldn't be a thing. Just because we've already had that for quite a while. I mean, let's go back to the style thing here. Here's all the chromas we've had all the years, and most of them are all color locked. Like 95% of them are all color locked. There's materials in there too, but then there's a whole bunch of chromas that are color locked. I think we can start making tintable glossy finish materials, but with different textures or different materials. Like it would be cool if we had a glossy finish that had that was metallic, you know, it was just metal and you could tint the whole thing. I think that'd be kind of cool. Or make one that's has like a glow to it, like a Green Lantern, but it's fully tintable, the glow and the suit underneath. I think that'd be cool too. So that's kind of outside the box thinking that I think they should be doing, but we'll just have to wait and see over time and see what they kind of take to and what they end up wanting to do. I know I saw a pretty good Galactus out here. Here he is, Lord Gallon. So yeah, so I mean, for me, the wet paint and the glossy finish were a big step forward. I know the shaded comic was the first time it came out because it was literally the first material that had full tintability like that, and I think they need to build off of that. I think they'll find a lot of success, and they'll find out that that's what a lot of people are looking for. All right, where is the? There he is, Clobbering. I heard the Fantastic Four movie was pretty good. I have not gone to see it. I only saw the Superman one. I guess at some point I'll watch the Fantastic Four one. I also have like Disney Plus, so I guess I'm not really in a hurry to watch it, especially if I could probably watch it on Disney Plus a few months from now. We'll just have to wait and see. I probably they'll probably put it in at like the end of the year or something, most likely. You know, give it plenty of box office time. I know we got detectives over here. Looks like a Brainiac Batman. Alright, we got Lantern Kyle. If I can find him. There we go. Alright. Let me see who else. We got a person named Sleepy over here. Very nice. And then we got Villain over here. I actually like that. I think we'll grab that. I like how we use the belt. How it clips nicely into the legs like that. I like that. And and then we got Lorgan Imura over here. Looks to be like a magic character. Alright. You got Soups over here. Using the red vinyl cape. Looks like I don't know if he's using red vinyl on the feet. I don't think so. Could be. I don't know. Alright, looks like we have a character from the Predator movies. Let me see here. Very nice. Alright, then we got Supreme Magus here. If I can find him. Maybe I'm just looking right over him. There he is. Wow, I actually like that effect where he went ahead and clipped the face style to the head style. That works well. That'd be good with like a text style. Alright. Then we've got, is that all one name? Road to Valentine, okay. Also seems to be somebody using the mystical chroma. Little cat ears on there. It looks like we have a Mysterio character over here. I want to make sure I highlight them. I saw somebody make a really good Mysterio character recently. And they used the Aquaman chroma, like I mentioned earlier. And then they didn't use this head style. They used the snowman head style and put the blue smoke material on it. So let me see if I can show it here. So they took the snowman. That's if I can find it. That's fine. I'll look later. Alrighty. Looks like we have another Kryptonian inspired character. And then we got PPZ over here with his, I just saw him over here with his Galactus. Very nice from the Fantastic Four film. Very nice. Trying to think what else. We got Circe Weaver over here. Definitely a Circe character. And then we got Anthony Stark. If I can find it. There we go. I actually like the use of these legs. Those are actually pretty good. Looks good overall. I like how he used the different hands. People don't use those a lot for the hands for Iron Man, but I actually think that looks good for like the slim appearance. Yeah, very nice. All right. Swing around over here. So we got the two Galactuses over here. Is the Kang one wearing a face style? He might be, and it just isn't showing up. Yes, he is wearing a face style. He's wearing the Owen tech. Yeah, that's very nice. Yeah, they're all using the same, oh, well, most of them are with the, like, the Earth. Alright, and then we've got Tactical Pulse Flyer. Let's see here. Alright, and then we've got... What's he doing? We got Real Patience over here. Let's see what he's doing. Seems to be like a gag character. Maybe they're trying to be like a boxer. And then we got Real over here. Oh, it's Riri. Okay. Alright. I saw that as an L at the end. Very nice. I probably would have put some sort of gloves or something on there, so you could have like the glowing circles or something on there. I mean, I guess they were probably going for a really slimline look for the armor. And we've got Peter Parker over here. I think this is his suit with like the Fantastic Four when he joined them. Very nice. Let me look at chat here. Count says that magic character is based on Magnus the Red, Demon Prime Arc of the Thousand Suns. He says it was trying sorcery powers at the time. We got PPZ. He said hello earlier. Welcome. David said server EU. No, this is the US server, but I am probably due for a time to go over to the EU server and to go ahead and be over there for a little bit and kind of just hunt down some people. Yeah. Spanners, morning. Russell, how's it going, bud? Let me see who else is out here. So we got Onan the Loyal. Let me see here. Okay, so it looks like we have an invincible variant. I think he's using the glossy. Very nice. The hair's a good choice. Let me see what else. We got the Ultimate Batman. Looks like a Barbatos character. All they need is the belt, and I think they'd be good. I think the downside of that back in the day was to get the belt style you had to, I think, I'm not 100% sure, I could be wrong, but I think with the belt style you had to have it fully leveled to even get the belt style, which, you know, can kind of stink, especially if you're used to just getting OP styles now by just buying them and then getting the style kind of immediately. Then we have I think it's character's called Cell. Well, Sally, technically. Very nice. Alright, now we just got to get the Phoenix character, or are they already gone? Yeah, they're already gone. Okay. Oh, no. Are they? Yeah, they're gone. It looks like a Superman character there. We got Omni Bell over here. So they're supposed to be like a very angelic character. Very nice. I like the aura on it. And then we got King Coda over here. I really like the metallic with the cosmic. That's actually really nice. I'd probably use something different for like a hair or face style. But like the material on like everything else is pretty good. I think the hair is just a little bright, but other than that, I think it's pretty good. And then we got Flashpoint Thawne over here. Oh, my buddy War and I were testing some of the allies. He's got a video coming out that either came out or should be coming out shortly about like where allies rank in the game. And I did some testing to kind of like double check on some of the numbers that we were getting back from like Zod and Lex Luthor. And Lex Luthor, he's definitely I don't know, maybe like top 4 in terms of like the damage, like or maybe top 5. Like he does about 7.2 million damage over his time on like a single target. And I tested that, and that was pretty much true. And when he tested Lex Luthor, it came out to be about 8.6 million damage on single target. However, I think he's at a lower CR at this point, so when I brought my ally out at max CR, he actually does 9.2 million damage max at max CR. So Zod is the undisputed top single target ally that you'll be able to get your hands on. So he will easily do the most amount of damage for single target on a boss, by far. And he's got that little explosion at the end of his heat vision beam, which will do additional damage to enemies around the original target. So ads and all that. This is a good point that he's that PPZ's putting out. He says some people are replacing Starfire with Flash. It really depends on your power. I don't think it's going to be an absolute. I still run Starfire instead of Flash. I do run Flash for my supercharge part for my battle tank. I took Black Adam off and put Flash on instead. Because so basically every time I use my supercharge generator for Rage, all I was getting like 60, an extra 66 supercharge every time I used it. Where every time I use a supercharge with Flash, I get 750 supercharge back just from Flash alone. And with my build, I'm constantly using supercharges. So when I was using Black Adam, there was always this. It's like, yeah, you get back a lot of supercharge, but your supercharge would slowly diminish over time. Even after you using dozens of berserks, it was slowly going over time. Where with Flash, I don't have that. It's literally my bar is increasing over time, eventually going to max after I use 30 berserks over time, over, you know, a span of, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes or 5 minutes. So Uh, so with Flash is really good. It's like wearing another one of those head mods. It's like wearing another ultimate head mod. Um, and some people would probably ask, like, why would you use, why don't you use Flash and Black Adam together? You'd get a lot more supercharge. Well, after a certain point, there's kind of diminishing returns. I want enough supercharge so that I can spam it enough, but at the same time, um, like I use Seaside Restart, or at least right now I don't, because for Static, he has a crit buff, and I'm using that right now because the passive for Aquaman with Seaside Restart, that's been nerfed because of them doubling the supercharge, or them doubling the ally cooldowns. So it's basically made Seaside Restart half as effective as it used to be, or half as valuable. But they have confirmed the issue on the bug report, so they are going to change it back basically double the value to bring it back to the strength that it was at. But yeah, so right now it's not worth running Seaside Restart right now as a player until they get it fixed. But when they do, then it'll go back to being well worth it, because I used to use. So for anybody that doesn't know, I'll just go over it real quick. So Seaside Restart. If I go into it here real quick. Did I miss it? Right here. Seaside Restart, using a supercharge ability, reduces combat allies' cooldown relative to the supercharge cost. So Berserk is a 5,000, so it takes 7.5 seconds off the supercharge. So if I keep using Berserks over and over, it'll keep taking 7.5 seconds off each time I use a Berserk. And so if I do that multiple times, it'll bring back my combat ally more often. So I'm basically shaving down the cooldown time on this guy. But since they doubled the duration, doubled the cooldown to 180 seconds, it used to be 90 seconds. Well, now you've made this half as effective, because now I have to do twice as many of these to get him back. Because I want to get him back as much as possible, because he gives me an 18% might buff, which is insane. And he gives me a knockback, and he also gives me defense. So for me, that's really important. But if it's half as effective and I can't bring him back as quickly as I used to, then what's the point? So instead, I'm running Static, which has Electric Overcharge. Using a supercharge increases critical ability and critical weapon chance. Critical ability and critical weapon chance for 10 seconds relative to supercharge. So 5,000, I get 6% plus critical ability. So for me, that's far more worth it than running Aquaman at the moment. Until they fix Aquaman, it's better to use Static for me. So it really depends on your power set. There is no big everybody's replacing this for this. It's the devs have made it really good to where there are only a very few things that I know that cross over the boundaries of different power sets to where you have to use it. Like Omega, you have to use that in almost every power set because the damage is so good. I don't see Flash being one of those things, but I think a lot of powers will benefit from it, but I do not think he's an absolute. But I think a lot of people will find a lot of benefits from him in different builds that they have, like I do. Like, I'm not using him in all my builds, but there's, my Battle Tank build definitely benefits from it, 100%. But yeah, so that's how I kind of think of it. It's not an absolute, but man, is that that's still a very good ally for people. Like, that's good for battle tanks like myself. That's great for healers. That's great for people that run like supercharged builds for their DPS, and all they're focused on is getting their supercharge back as quickly as possible. That's the way to go. Um, so it's just one of those things. Like I can see gadgets doing really well with that because gadgets really uses quite a few supercharges and benefits from that, especially with like stealth and all that, and maybe even mental. So there's no question there. I can see it being really good for some builds for sure. Like if I were to switch it out with anything, I would probably take my John Stewart off and run Flash instead on my DPS builds. The only reason why I ran John Stewart is for combos. Combo abilities get like a power reduction, and I get a might buff. But the might buff only comes up half of the time. It only has a duration for half the time versus Starfire, which is 100% of the time. Um, so I'd probably throw Flash in there and wager to myself that maybe I could get more supercharges in and make up the damage loss that I'd get from not having a might buff from Stewart. So that's kind of the way you have to think about it. Yeah. Well, a lot of allies are going to get stronger because of this update. A lot of allies are going to benefit from it, 100%. Especially the ones that are updated, and we're not even done yet. I think there's at least another. I don't know. I think there's another. I don't know. I think we got what, like another 15 more allies that they have to update or something like that. Like I know on this character I've got like I don't know. Like 23 allies or 22 allies on there. So whatever they buff will be beneficial to me. I don't nearly have as many of these on different alternate characters, but we'll see. I'm sure they're gonna put out like a wolf pack for our allies or something. I assume at some point pretty soon. I don't know, maybe at like the end of the year, because I know a year or two ago they released the artifact wolf packs. So I wouldn't be surprised if like at the end of the year they release one for like allies, an ally wolf pack. I could see that being a thing. So I wouldn't be surprised in the least. It all depends on them. It all depends on what sort of what kind of a deal they're willing to give us, what sort of prices they're willing to give us it at. It all really boils down to what they're willing to take for that sort of a thing. Yeah, this Red Hood's actually pretty good. I like that. Alright. I think I'm going to drop down to the other phases and see who we got over there. Or wait, let me go check out the PvP area real quick because it looks like everybody's going crazy over here. So we got Embry going over here. Everybody's showing off what their allies can do. I'm sure. Especially with the new changes, the allies are definitely going to add to PvP because they'll be out for much longer. Like you got Crypto right here, and he's just going to go ahead and start barking at them and doing extra damage. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and check to the other phases. Alright, phase 3. Alright, so there's not many people out here, so I'll look at Kryptonian here. So it looks like they're just kind of starting off their style. I like the light blue. I think the light blue and gray is a good color choice. I think they just need to add a little more red to it somewhere. I think it would be pretty good. And then we've got Corn over here. Looks like a werewolf character. Alright. And then just do a quick look at these guys. So it looks like a Killer Frost character. And then Cosmic Century. So they're just starting out. Weapon 119. This looks familiar, this name. I actually like that they use the Riddler chrome on those wraps. I think that actually works pretty good. Yeah, I think that's a good choice. Alright. Make sure I'm not in combat. Let me just see if I can go up and fly up. Alright. Drop down, see who is here. So we got detectives over here again. Looks like a samurai Batman or something of the sort. Maybe it's like a samurai mech suit or something. And then we have Superman, Clark Kent. I think this is the Amazonian. It's a good chroma for that golden appearance. And then we have Gorilla Grodd. Looks like a Hulk, Planet Hulk version of the Hulk. Let's see. And then we've got, looks like a Silver Surfer character. Whoops. So they got the skimming, and then of course they got like the little R around the feet. We got Fawnel over here. Looks like a cyborg Superman of some sort. Two Superman brawling it out. Alright. We got a Wally West over here. Looks like a battle Wally West, like he's going to war. And we got King Orange over here. What paint material? That oh so infamous material. And we got 7384. I don't know, I actually kind of like that. I don't know why, I don't know how. I actually think that looks pretty good. Looks like a magical character. Alright. And then we got Jason Todd, Bat Family over here. Got the emblem on the back. Alright. And then we got Shazam. Is this guy based on who I think it is? No, he's just a regular fisherman style going on here. And then I think I'll look at the last one here, Fawnel again, with another style that he's got. I think I'll look at him, and then I think we can call it a stream. Very patriotic looking. Red, white, and blue. Wait, let me see. Matthew over here. Make sure I look at him so I don't leave him out. Okay, he might be starting out. He might be a skip. He just needs to get himself some nice materials. I think he'll be alright. I think he's got a good start with the aura at least. Alright, alright. Well, I appreciate you all for watching, and I hope, gag definitely intended, I hope you all have a really great Sunday. I appreciate you all for hanging out. And I'm really excited to see what comes next for the game. Hopefully we get some more stuff that drops down the pipeline. I mean, of course, we have the booster bundle, but hopefully other things drop down the pipeline as well. Fingers crossed, see what comes out. And I will see you all in the next video. Laters.